Hello everyone, this is Tammy Brown coming in with my week 5 video. Yes, I am a little late, but better late than never, right? So this week's video or week 5 video was regarding leadership influence, and the discussion question is discuss how much influence you have over CTE, teacher assignments, professional development, collaboration, time, and meetings. Are you satisfied with the amount of input you are allowed to provide? And are there changes you would like to make? So this particular video discussion is coming from chapter 6 in our textbook, which is leadership leverage. So to answer the question, how much influence do I have over those particular areas? In my role as the PDC, which is the Pathway Development Coordinator in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, my role is very limited as far as the influence. You may have heard from one of my colleagues, Erica Lott, who's also in my school. She is the instructional facilitator. So in Charlotte-Mecklenburg, we have kind of transition from the typical IC or ICM to where we have in our school two roles that kind of are splitting up the ICM role, whereas the IF, the instructional facilitator, is the teacher coach. She deals directly with the coach. And then my role as the PDC, Pathway Development Coordinator, does some of the other tasks and responsibilities that typically come out of this particular traditional ICM role that we may see still in effect across the state in some other districts and counties. So with my role, I do have input, but I don't have a lot of influence. My role, I do a lot of developing of the pathways, making sure that our counseling team is scheduling students appropriately to follow a path sequence. And then from there, I can identify what our enrollment numbers will look like in the next level course or the next course on the sequence, and being able to identify the number of students or sections that we might have will then determine what teacher assignments will look like. And that's where our IF, instructional facilitator, will then work with our API. So it's really a little different here in CMS. I do work with them, and as I mentioned earlier, I do give input on teacher assignment, but I have very little influence or input on who actually teaches what. As far as professional development, collaboration, time, and meetings, again, my role as the Pathway Development Coordinator is very limited with influencing. I do believe my voice is valued with giving feedback, but that decision is handled from the top down with our principal and our API. How satisfied am I with the amount of input I'm allowed to provide? As I mentioned, I do believe my voice is valued. I do believe I bring something to the table as it relates to, what our teacher assignments should look like based on what the need will be. I do believe my voice is valued based on collaboration, because I can connect our teachers, knowing what their curriculum looks like and what's entailed in their curriculum with our core, and trying to influence and have input on cross-curricular integration. And then having that partnership building, as we're doing with John C. Smith, integrating our Python class with our AP statistics class from that aspect. So I'm satisfied with my input, because I do have a lot to do with developing our pathways and making sure that our students, our staff, as well as our families are aware of our pathways and what's entailed in them and what the benefit of our career pathways are for our students. As far as would I make any changes at this point, no, it works. It works for us because with all schools are different, and you can't apply one prescription for all schools because all schools function differently, even within the same district. some schools function differently. So I am satisfied with the way things are. And at this point, I would not make any changes unless I felt the need as time progressed on with the development of our pathways.